Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me on today. And I am so grateful and thankful to have you on board this soul train gang as we roll ahead full steam, because his dream is our dream. His dream is our dream. And we rolling ahead full steam on this mighty soul train headed for genuine equality and righteousness. Now I'm going to tell you something. Before I met Brian, I was working full time taking care of my kids, honey. My daughter, and I had my grandbaby. And before I met Brian, and I fell for the setup. I fell for the setup, but I also felt at the same time this country failed me, because I went and applied to get a home loan and was approved. You know, I had built myself up after Let me tell you something about me, honey. See, I have never been homeless in my life. Even when I was in prison, somebody tied a yellow ribbon. I had my house, my mama, they took care of things. They took care of my kids for me. It's a little sad story to that I can tell you, but still, it was a yellow ribbon waiting for me when I got home, you see. So, well, that's what I want to tell you. I maintained, honey. I maintained. I had to. I had kids. And see, that's what a predator look for a lot of times, is a single parent with kids, because they know, that you're going to have it going on, because you got to take care of your kids. Okay. So, as I applied for this house, and I got approved, I got approved, pre-approved for the house and everything, honey. And I was so excited to finally have my piece of the dream, but my dreams was shot, because I didn't mean anything to this country, because on top of the debt that I already paid to the country, I had to turn around and pay the restitution, pay that back, and so that was a setback right there. Yeah, but I did it. Yes, I did. I take full responsibility for my actions. But for what I'm saying is, for that, that took away the dream of ever owning a house for me, trying to pay that restitution back, trying to get that money back. So therefore, that was all part of the setup. So see, I had to get up, hold my head up. I had to stand up. I had to stand up in God and show, that I was stronger than that. But here come along a predator in my life. Just came through and wiped me out emotionally and financially. Set me up, big time. But I fell for that setup, because I fell for his lies, but I had already fell for the setup by the country, so then I was lost all up in that, I didn't get my house, because they put this thing on my credit that said, because I owe this debt to the country, even though I was paying it back every month, I can't own a house. So there went that dream. So along come this nightmare, and I had to deal with him, but I still had my house. When he came in, he didn't have nothing but the clothes on his back, and he didn't have nothing but, his clothes on his back and his job. That's all he had. And he came in, a weapon formed against me that he thought was going to prosper. But in the end, it didn't prosper. But then what happened, lo and behold, he going to turn around and tell my son, I miss my wife. And so, tell my son I miss my wife. I raised a good boy, because he looked him in the eye and said, okay, and turned around and got in his car and left. But that tell me that the weapon wasn't done with me. He see that he didn't prosper. He didn't do what he set out to do. But thus said the Lord, no, you're not turning back. You're going to keep on growing in God. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, honey. See, because before that, I go ahead and fall again for the spiritual warfare. Just get caught up again. But no, it's time to move on in God. And what thus said the Lord. See, I seek the kingdom of God every day, and seek God for a better way. So I look forward in God. I don't look backwards, because I know back there ain't nothing back there. It's all up ahead. So I got to look forward to the high calling of God. I got to keep going on and pressing on for the high calling of God. And I'm going to tell you something else, Listen, my cousin, she, well, I love her. I love her. But look, she always used to, and she loved me. But she gave me a complex about how I talk. Say, you so country. And, and I tried to change up, but then I forget and go back to talking the way I normally talk. Because, see, I don't care that I talk like an ancestor, because now I know that I can accept me the way God made me. I can go forth like, thus said the Lord, this is who you here to be. You are not a man's servant. You ain't here to run up behind Brian. You ain't here to run up behind this one and that one. You're here to run up behind me. So I keep my eyes focused on the Lord, and I keep looking forward. I keep looking ahead to God, see, because I know ain't nothing, anything else around me, ain't nothing but the spiritual warfare. And I'm aware of the spiritual warfare, but honey, I might as well have blinders on, because I'm going to keep on pressing on and on and on. That's what Gladys Knight said, on and on, getting with the love and on, with God. I'm going to keep on going forth in God. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going on and on with God. I ain't going backwards. I ain't turning around. I ain't studying that spiritual warfare. I ain't even going to focus on it. I ain't even going to worry about it. Because God said, cast your cares unto him. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast my cares onto the Lord. I'm not even going to let them be a burden on me. Just as I'm pressing on for righteousness and genuine equality, we're going to keep on going forth in the Lord, because it's on around the corner. It don't matter. I'm going to tell you something. Yes, I saw a lot of evil, oppression over my life. I saw really what propelled me to get up was what I saw happen to Jacob Blake, and I saw how the police officer shot him in the back with no regard to his kids, and I began to feel something inside of me say, get up. It's time to move. It's time to say something. It's time to begin to sow. It's time to begin to grow. And I got a fire burning up inside of me that say it's time to speak. It's time for the Lord, because God done gave us a plan, and here we stand in with the master plan, and we gonna stand, kings and queens, hand in hand, reaching our greatness in God. We gonna go forth sowing the seeds of love, because I still, yes, it hurts me that I felt like this country failed me. But you know what? I'm going on up here. I'm coming up on the rough side. I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain. And I'm telling you, it's pretty rough up here. But I got my rod and my staff. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You see, I'm going to keep on walking, even as my leg may be trembling. I'm going to keep on walking through the valley of the shadow of death, and I will fear no evil. Because my God said, I don't give you a sense of fear. I give you a sense of power. Rise up in power. Rise up in power. Step out on faith. Step out on faith. Walk out in power. Walk, thus said the Lord. So I'm going on in God, honey. So I'm telling you, I'm on fire for the Lord. If you didn't know, you better ask somebody. I'm on fire for the Lord, honey. See, because behind me is, it's an engine behind me, and it's propelling this train, honey. And they are the beloved ancestors. You may think they sleep, but honey, ain't now one of them sleep. Who gonna sleep with all this evil going around? Who can get some rest while all this oppression is coming down? Who can lay down and sleep? Who want to take a nap? Who feel like resting? See, you can't even go to bed. See, she got shot when she was in the bed. You can't even go and eat. He got shot in the drive-thru trying to get something to eat. So you can't sleep. Who can rest? With all this evil going on around us, voter suppression, all kind of stuff going on, trying to take us back then, and so want to say, well, ain't nothing going on. It's all good. What's a man named Mr. Herschel Walker? Oh, it's all good. Everything fine. Everything may be fine for you, Mr. Herschel Walker, because the police officer know who you are. They don't know us. oh yeah, there go Herschel Walker, laugh it off. See, that don't go on down here. They don't know none of us. See, they trying to get to know us, but they doing it the wrong way, Mr. Herschel Walker. So really, you need to come on back down in the neighborhood, and come from around Kirkwood, where you up there at. Come on down here where we at and see what's really going on. See how he kicked him in the head and went on. Tased him for 33 seconds. Okay, Mr. Herschel Walker with you. You seeing stuff that's going on, and I don't care. I don't care what they say about these people. They shouldn't have been here. They shouldn't have been there. They shouldn't have looked. They shouldn't have twisted. They shouldn't have turned. They shouldn't have got up. They shouldn't have fell down. Shouldn't have turned around. I don't care what they say. Because look here. Had it been me, I got a felony. I got this and that on me. So he would have said, well, she shouldn't have had a felony. Well, she shouldn't have been, if she had a, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something where I live at, and I got to give them credit, honey, because I had to call the police on this fool so many times. Honey, they about know us by name. But, honey, they were always pleasant, always kind, always righteous. And I will give them credit, honey. My police department up here where I live at, I will get, when we break the celebrity ring, you going to find out everything. It's all going to come out. Don't worry, we all going to shout, because we all going to rise up. We all going to stand up, just like the domino effect. We going to touch, but we ain't going to push. We just going to touch and lift each other up from this oppression. It's time to rise up. I'm telling you, it's time to rise up from this. We better than this. As a people, as a world. I'm not just talking about United States. I'm talking about the world. Because the world looks at the United States. What are we going to do? How we going to do it? How we going to get this, get that? How we going to come? They look to the United States. And these allies of the United States need to start taking care of their people. They need to start taking care of their people, honey, because we coming up, honey. The oppressors are going to stop oppressing all over the world. Whoever you oppressing, you better rethink it, honey, because if you done heard this message, then you done heard the word from God. This is coming straight from God. God gave me the sign, told me, go ahead and sow. It's time to tell them to grow. See, because I had to grow. I had to realize that evil had no power over me except what I allowed it to have. So now that you know that, now it's time to stop oppressing. Even that includes yourself. Don't take it out on you. See, that's who I took mine out on, was me. I didn't take it out on nobody else. I took it out on me. I hurt me. I fell for the traps and setups. I kept believing the lies. It's so sad that I believe lies that somebody told me they loved me when they really, really didn't. I never knew love. From a man. They always was out to get something out of me except that first one. That's the only one I clown with. But the rest of them, honey, they was all out to get me. But, and so I never knew love. What it was to really know love. And so now, that then you begin to question. You're not sure. Is it real? Is it real? But I know how I feel. I know that I love you. I can stand out in the rain and tell you I love you. You beautiful. Keep growing every day. Keep growing to reach your greatness in God. Because that's what I'm going to do. God gave me the sign, told me to grow, told me to sow the seeds of love all around the world. Just as the light of God shines all around the world, that's what I'm going to do. All around the world, praying it forward. I ain't going to own anything. Everything that I own is going into grow. Everything I own is going into lifting kings and queens around the world. These material things here don't mean nothing to me. You'd be surprised to know how I really live. And in that lighthouse, honey, that lighthouse never felt like home. I appreciate that. I'm so thankful and grateful for my baby. I'm really never in the lighthouse. I'm mostly gone. I go in there, sleep, shower, and leave. And take care of my baby. She got her cat and everything, and they all right. But I thank God, and I would like some way to pay that pray that lighthouse forward. See, because that furniture stuff in there, I don't want none of that stuff that's in there. Somebody else could one day use that. Maybe I could help somebody get off the street, pay their rent for a year. Like the United Way has helped me. Those two organizations that I know will help people, United Way and Grow. Because they helped me. And I'm going to get in touch with that president too. It just so happened a couple weeks ago, by sheer accident, we didn't know that we were standing there speaking to, me and my daughter, because she went to go volunteer at the United Way, and we didn't know that we were standing there speaking to the president of the United Way. And I'm going to send her an email and in gratitude to tell her exactly what they have done for me and how I am praying it forward through my ministry, helping people, lifting people. That's what I'm going to do the rest of my life, honey, is help and lift people. I love you. I don't want nobody to ever feel like how I felt, where I was ready to I had let go. Honestly, I had, because I had lost the will to live. You hear me? I had lost the will to eat and the will to live. And with the loss of the will to live comes the loss of the will to eat. I'm just now getting that back. If I lose 20 more pounds, I'm down at my weight that I was before I even started having kids. I can't really afford to lose any more weight. So I have to eat. I have to force myself to eat. I don't even think about eating all day. I don't even be hungry anymore. I don't think about being hungry. But now, that the will to live has came back, the will to eat is slowly coming back, but then again, I don't eat meat really anymore, besides a little chicken. I don't eat any meat. So see, as you see, I've been on a journey also. This thing right here that I just went through these last 7 months, honey, really devastated me. It knocked me to my knees, but for God and grow, that's what kept me going on. Was the love I felt from you. I really, truly do love you. I really do. I love you. I'm going to show you the rest of my life. Greatness reach over oppression through wisdom all over the world. Let's rise, kings and queens.